Manipulation rarely begins with control. It begins with comfort. It doesn't feel like danger. It feels like connection. Most manipulation hides behind kindness, preying on our best qualities, our empathy, our trust, and our deep desire to be understood. And by the time you notice it, you're already inside it. It begins small, almost invisible, and deeply psychological. It shifts your perception. It changes your reactions. It rewrites your reality until you question yourself instead of questioning them. Here we will explore the 7 subtle signs you are being manipulated, starting with the very foundation of control. Sign number 1. You constantly doubt yourself. This is the insidious work of gaslighting. You replay conversations in your head, searching for where you went wrong. They will deny what you clearly remember, saying things like, "I never said that," or "You're just being too sensitive." They might even rewrite history, telling you, "Remember that party? It didn't happen like that at all. You're misremembering again." Your own memory becomes a courtroom where you are always on trial. You apologize, even when you were hurt, because somehow it always becomes your fault. Slowly, your confidence erodes, and you begin to believe their version of reality over your own. Sign number 2, they isolate you. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual chipping away at your support system. They don't forbid your friendships. They just make them uncomfortable. They will criticize your closest people with subtle jabs. Your friend seems like a bad influence, or they don't really have your best interests at heart like I do. They may even discourage you from a new hobby or group activity, framing it as something that takes too much of your time away from them. Plans with others are met with sudden emergencies or guilt trips. Eventually, you begin to choose distance, not because you want to, but simply to keep the peace. Your world shrinks until it's just the two of you. And in that tiny, isolated world, their voice becomes the only one you hear. Once doubt becomes your reality and isolation becomes your norm, the manipulation deepens. It evolves from twisting your thoughts to controlling your actions. Here we explore how manipulators use emotion itself as a currency of control. Sign number 3, guilt becomes a weapon. Their emotions become your responsibility. Their happiness is your achievement, and their sadness is your failure. If they're having a bad day, it's somehow because of something you did or didn't do. They'll remind you of sacrifices they made, sacrifices you never asked for, making you feel perpetually indebted. You find yourself constantly apologizing, trying to fix their moods, and sacrificing your own needs to keep them content. You become their emotional caretaker, a role that leaves you drained and perpetually in their debt. Guilt is the chain and your empathy is the lock. Sign number 4, affection is conditional. Love and warmth are not given freely. They are rewards for compliance. When you do what they want, the affection is overwhelming, making you feel cherished. But the moment you resist, assert a boundary, or have a different opinion, that warmth vanishes. It's replaced by cold silence or subtle rejection. This is also where future faking comes in. They promise a beautiful future, a trip, a home, a life together. But that future is always contingent on you being who they want you to be right now. You learn to perform for love, to constantly adjust your behavior to stay in their good graces. Affection is no longer a connection, it's a transaction. Sign number 5, they create artificial urgency. We have to decide now. This offer won't last. Manipulators thrive on pressure because it prevents clarity. They rush you into major decisions about moving in together, sharing finances, or leaving a job, before you have time to think, consult others, or listen to your own intuition. This rushed state creates a sense of chaos, where their voice seems like the only calm guidance. It secures their desired outcome, while leaving you with the consequences and the feeling that you've lost control over your own life's direction. After living in a world of debt and pressure, a breaking point is inevitable. You've been conditioned to question your mind and guard your heart. Here we uncover the final signs and the first step toward freedom. Sign number 6, profound emotional exhaustion. After every interaction, you feel tired. Not physically, but mentally drained, as if a vital part of you has been siphoned off. This is the cost of constantly walking on eggshells, managing another person's emotions, and performing for affection. This exhaustion leads to a kind of analysis paralysis, where you are simply too tired to even think clearly about the situation you're in. It's a soul-deep weariness that sleep can't fix. Sign number 7, your reality feels distorted. You are living in a fog. You begin to normalize what hurts. You defend the person who harms you, making excuses for their behavior because accepting the truth feels too terrifying. The lines between what is normal and what is toxic have blurred completely. You no longer trust your own judgment because your judgment has been systematically dismantled. But manipulation, no matter how skillful, cannot survive exposure to the light. It survives in silence and confusion. The moment you see the pattern, the moment you give it a name, is the moment it begins to lose its power. Awareness is the first act of rebellion. It's the quiet, earth-shattering realization that no, you are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are being manipulated. This awareness is where your power returns. It doesn't erase the pain, but it ends the confusion. Breaking free isn't a single dramatic event. It's a series of small, brave choices. It's letting a text go unanswered. It's reconnecting with a friend. It's rejoining that hobby you let go of. It's learning to trust that small voice inside you again. The moment you see it, you can begin to walk away. And that first step taken for yourself is everything.